2022 at BET Global. We do have an app here at BET as well to connect with your peers, check out the online agenda and maximise your time with us here on site. So do have a little look at that online. And there's also an interactive question and answer polling platform called Slido. You can find us around that by typing in slido.com into your browser, typing in the event code, funnily enough, hashtag BET2022. So, without further ado, because you came to listen to this gentleman, not to me today, I'm going to introduce you to Mohammed Al-Ashmari of Classera. And Mohammed's session is looking at and discussing innovation in smart learning to drive student engagement. So everybody, please, could you show?
Hello? Yes, that was good. Okay, great. I hope my presentation will show up. Yes, great. So welcome everyone. It's a pleasure to be with you today, and I'd love to know, before I start, how many educators, teachers, trainers are here in the room? Oh, the majority. Great, great. How many school principals, someone who is responsible on managing an education institute? Okay, a few. Okay, great. How many in the technology domain, software development companies, partners? Okay, great, great, great. Nice. So, as you see today, we're speaking about the innovation in smart learning to drive the students' engagement. And engagement has been a buzzword in the education domain over the last maybe 4 to 5 years. Everyone is talking about engagement. How can we engage the students more? The key challenge is what gets measured gets managed. We cannot improve engagement without being able to measure it. And engagement cannot be measured by grades, as you all know. It's very difficult to measure the student engagement with all the activities and the daily things that the teachers and students are working together. So, have you seen any teacher who said like, I love teaching because I enjoy watching the students getting nervous while taking their final exam? Definitely not. So why are we prioritizing the final grades over the daily engagement with our teachers and students? 1-2, and this is not a misspelling of 1-2, but this is an abbreviation of winners are not the only winners. And when we get out of schools and we started our business life, we started hearing the talks, everyone saying, it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from them. But when we were kids in the school, it's not okay to make mistakes, right? It wasn't okay to make mistakes. Mistakes will affect your grades, and the grades will affect your career in the future and so on. So it wasn't okay to make mistakes. It is not about being always the winner, but being in the game and being progressing and competing with your former self, which is the most important competition in your life, is to make sure that today's version of yourself is better than your yesterday's version. And this is not quite easy to change the mindset, to provide the tools, to implement this on the ground inside our education institutes. 9 years ago, we started introducing something called engagement score, e-score. And we started figuring out ways how to make this as practical as possible and as fair as possible as well, optimizing and fine-tuning the e-score every year. So the final score, the engagement score, is not just about grades. It's a collection of so many things. We're trying to collect everything the student is doing throughout not just even the time he spent at school, but throughout the day. and bring all of that into one single number that everyone can see, can track, can measure, can improve, and we call it the engagement score. So it includes, for example, the discussion and participation. When you discuss with other people, with other students, when you join the teacher in a discussion, this is part of your engagement. When you ask questions, and we all know that this is one of the key challenges for so many students, especially introverts, like to stand up in the classroom and ask a question to the teacher. So asking questions, we reward you for asking more questions because this is the way you learn. Watching videos and materials just by, again, improving your skills and getting new knowledge, we reward you for that. Submitting your assignments, and you can see this is one factor that includes a grade, but it is not the only factor in our eScore formula. Earning badges from the teacher, I hope the screen is clear, probably here is better. Earning badges from the teacher and being on time, and the time is a big factor. We try our best to teach the students how to be on time in submitting assignments, in attending to the classroom, and so on. And we try to teach them and tell them, like, try not to delay your today's work until tomorrow and so on, and some of these phrases. However, practically, how can we train them on that? For every activity the student is submitting earlier, he gets bonus points in the engagement score. Like, we are trying to make it part of his lifestyle, part of his daily life, and I'm used to deliver faster because when I deliver faster, I will get bonus points. And we know when we were students in the college or in the school, and we have an assignment for 1 week, usually 90% of the assignment is done in the last day, or probably the last hour, exactly as this presentation. So we got used to do our work at the last minute. To make it attractive for the student, we reward them with bonus points, and then it will become part of his lifestyle, part of his practices that he got used to, and he will still delivering his work assignments when he finished the school on time and before time. And so many other factors, by the way. So we tried to create a formula that results in a better student engagement, which is inspiration using gamification, personalization using AI, how to provide a personalized experience for each individual, and collaboration using social learning. This will lead to better engagement and learning experience, and we'll dig deeper into some elements of these three pillars. So for gamification, for example, we talked about the SMART score, the engagement score. We talked about the SMART score, engagement score is connected to a reward program and badges and awards. We'll talk and see some more examples on that as well. For AI, it's about measuring the strengths and weaknesses and giving the teacher a free time to do his most important work. We believe that the teacher role teacher time is more precious than spending in correcting the student exams and assignments or repeating the same work again and again, because a repetition is a character of a robot more than a human. So anything that the teacher is actually wasting his time on, we should free him to spend more time with the students. So how about figuring the strengths and weaknesses of each student using AI and machine learning, and trying to understand the student behavior, the student learning style, and provide personalized experience for each individual, for each student. And we call it the individual, taking care about the individual differences between the students, which is very difficult for teachers to do, and it requires a lot of time. Doing some predictions and recommendations, like for example, the teacher, when he creates a new assignment, we can predict the results from the students based on the history that we have, and we tell the teacher, like, this assignment would be mostly difficult for your students, and the average grades would approximately be around 50 to 60, so it's better to change some of the questions or remove some of these questions and place them with others. Personalized interactive experience using a lot of tools, how to maintain, we call it actually SmartMate. We have an engine called SmartMate. Maintain a personal relationship between the machine and the student. So the SmartMate is trying to even talk with you. So whenever you access your platform, it will start the conversation with you. Mohammed, how are you today? I see that you have a lot of work to do in science, but you have completed all the assignments and deliverables for math course, for example. So let's take a look on what you have in the science course. And it will start getting some commands from you, like how's my progress in math so far, or English course. And we'll try getting a conversation with everyone. Not only that, when you finish an assignment that is assigned by the teacher, it will also assess your learning outcomes and the mastery level in learning outcomes attached to that assignment. It will automatically tries to flourish your performance and optimize your mastery level in each learning outcome. So it can actually work with me for half an hour on integration by part, and it can work with another student that's in the same class, in the same grade level for 2 hours, and can work with someone with just 5 minutes, and then he moves to the next course. So it depends actually on what is the mastery level for all of us, and we try our best to make all the students reach the same mastery level before joining the next classroom. The third one, which is the social learning. So we tried to make all the schools connected in one network. When we worked in the schools, we were isolated from the classroom next to us. We don't know what's going inside. If our teacher is very good and their teacher is not that good, we most probably will understand the lessons and the other students in the other classroom will not. And it's just one wall between us. So we try to break these walls between not just the classrooms, but even the schools, the cities, the countries, and connect all the schools together, connect the teachers together, and make your knowledge as a teacher reach to a wider range of audience. Instead of just 20 students in your classroom, you can now deliver your knowledge to hundreds of thousands, probably millions of users across the globe. So with that, we run also school competitions, enrichment programs, and we have a program for classroom ambassadors where students sit with us on the same table and sit with the decision makers in the school and discuss their challenges and their ideas on how to improve the educational ecosystem. I think with switching slides, it seems the whole screen is disconnecting. Trying to see if... Yeah. And more engaged. By the way, there was another slide before this one, but anyway, I hope it shows up. So, as you see, this is how you track your progress and score on the screen. So it's an easy, it's okay. I think it will open up in a second, so I don't want to. Okay. By the way, I don't have a lot of slides, so most probably we'll finish earlier. It's just about 50-60 slides, so I hope we can spare some time for discussion. You can stop me, by the way, at any moment to ask any questions. So let's make it more engaging instead of giving the questions at the end. Yeah, we can take some questions. Yeah, definitely. There has been over 10 white papers published, and exactly. Yeah, I can share some of the white papers with you as well. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Other questions while we get the presentation back up? Okay. Let me ask you then. What do you do in the classroom, especially the teachers? We have most of the audience educators. What do you do to make the students more engaged with you in the classroom or outside the classroom when you give an online course?
Hello, I'm Stephanie from KU Leuven, University of Belgium, and we're actually having different research projects, and one is about collaborative learning. And
Great.
the thing that we're really engaged in is digital storytelling.
Digital
storytelling.
Yeah.
To use videos and put it on different levels.
Great.
So During a class or during a lesson, we switch between asking of letting them do activities on based on level in class, team, and individual level. And we use artificial intelligence as well to measure how they are cooperating, how they're doing, if they feeling some frustrations as well. And they give us a lot of data and how they keep going and working in teams.
Beautiful. And how long have you been applying this process?
So the project started last year, and we are in the test phase and collecting some data.
Did you measure the before and after? Like, what was the impact?
So the use of the digital storytelling and with and without, and now they're measuring up and collecting data.
Great. Great. Great experience. Thank you so much. Any other experiences someone would love to share with us? Yeah, please.
I was just going to say that to keep it short, because what I've noticed, especially online, is that people have very short attention spans, much shorter online than they do in person. So if I was working online, rather than a long lecture, you're breaking it down into interactive things. Things like Edpuzzle we use as a way to ensure that it's not passive watching the videos, but it's actually active, using kind of more critical thinking questions. More around just mixing up the critical thinking with the retrieval.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let me talk about a few points while the presentation gets back up. And I think that the previous setup was okay. We can live with it. If it's just a few seconds in sliding, changing the slides, that's fine. Okay, so generally speaking, engagement is not easy to measure. And I would love also to know if someone here in this room, either some other companies, probably competitors, that's fine, working in the EdTech domain, have figured out a formula to calculate the student engagement and teacher engagement as well. Because there was a big fear, like with the rapid development of AI and machine learning technologies, and that's a question that I always hear, like, would AI one day replace teachers? Since everything the machine can do right now whatever the teacher is doing inside the classroom. It can even communicate, as we've just seen, communicate with the students, talk to him, deliver the content, provide an adaptive learning process for each student. So would AI replace teachers? What do you think, by the way? Would AI replace teachers one day? Especially the teachers one day. Definitely say no, right? How many say yes? How many say no? Everyone. So, to be honest, I would say AI will replace some teachers. So if the teacher, and we're not the same, in any industry we're not the same, so some teachers get in the classroom, read the book for the students, and get out of the classroom. If you are one of those teachers, most probably AI will replace you one day, because that's a very easy task for a robot, for an AI, for a machine to do, which is just reading text to students, or even going beyond that, and way beyond that. But the most important thing for the teacher is to connect emotionally with the students. And that's the thing that is very difficult for a machine to have, for a machine to deliver. And I remember one great talk, I forgot his name, but he said the only way to survive with the rapid development of AI is to be more human. And I really like that phrase, is we really be more human, because robots will never reach to that level. So connecting emotionally with the students in the classroom and outside the classroom, getting to the personal stories for each, and trying to assess every individual with his current issues. Yeah, now it's working perfectly. Thank you so much. So, to continue quickly, I hope we can go quickly through the remaining slides. So, that's how the students, for example, here, you can see the laser lights, most probably, but you can see at the top, I can track my progress in my engagement score. So, the line you see from the green, silver, gold, diamond, and so on, this is showing how is your own progress on the engagement score. So, you can track yourself, you can assess yourself, you can improve yourself. And as we mentioned, the most important competition is the competition with your former self. It's how to see my progress and make a slight progress every day. And the more you engage, the more we even reward you. So that introduced another way of rewarding the students by connecting and joining the whole society in a network. We call it C-Inspire, to thank the students and teachers for their performance. So, for example, you as a student, you are engaging very well with your teachers. You go for a restaurant, or you go for a fitness club, or you go for probably even a hospital, a hotel, spa, whatever. And they say to you, thank you for being a good, engaging student, and this is your discount based on your level, whether it's green, silver, diamond, and so on. And you will redeem discounts, rewards, and so on. We are all humans, we love being awarded, and this is a kind of appreciation that you can see. Like a small kid going with his father to a restaurant, and he says, no, don't pay the full amount, I have a 50% discount because I engage more with my teacher. So it also gives a very great feeling for the student and self-confidence, like, yeah, I can even provide my family with more benefits by being a more engaging student. So, we have asked the students and teachers small questions to measure if the engagement score is really impacting them or not. So to what extent does the Coursera e-score motivate you to perform your daily tasks? And we have got almost 85% said, like, it motivates me in doing my daily tasks. Only 15% said it doesn't motivate me at all. But greatly motivates me 56% and motivates me 29%. And Coursera engagement score is not just for students, it's also for teachers. And sometimes it's even more important for teachers to measure how is the engagement level of teacher with his students. So this is the same question for teachers, and more surprisingly, the percentage is even higher. So we have 52 of the teachers said it greatly motivates me, and 35 and only 13% of the teachers said it doesn't motivate me. So we can see the majority of the community really loved being able to see and track their engagement metric. Another question for the students: how frequently do you track your e-score program? Daily, weekly, monthly, and I don't track it. So we also figured out that 43% of the students, they track their dailies, they score daily on a daily basis. So they track their progress. Where am I in my engagement score? And 31% weekly, 8% monthly, and only 18% don't track their scores. They probably do, but they didn't say. For the teachers, it's also higher. So we have 44% track their score daily, 33% weekly, 10% monthly, and 13% say, I don't track my engagement score. And that's another question we asked them. If there wasn't a score that you earn for your daily assignments and some of the activities that you're doing, would you still do the same assignments with the same level of engagement and the same speed? And for students, for the assignments, they said 75% said yes, because grades attached to that, so I don't want to lose my grades. But 25 said no. That was also surprising for us. Like 25%, if there's no engagement score, which has nothing to do with your grades, with your final grades, with your score result, course result, they said no, I wouldn't do my assignments on the same rate. And for the other activities, it's even higher. 36% said if there wasn't a score, I wouldn't do it at the same pace. And here is a question that, or two questions that you as an educator or a teacher would probably ask by the end of every day, every week, every month, but try to ask the students directly. And this is one of the best ways of getting the students involved, to get direct feedback from the students. They are very open and willing to share their opinion transparently with you. So one of the questions, for example, please rate how much you are enjoying this class so far this year. Ask your students, let them rate from 0 to 10 or whatever you see, and you can calculate even a net promoter score for your classroom. Please rate the help and support you got from me, your teacher, in this class. Ask your students and get the feedback, and you will get, just let them also write one feedback, and you'll get very fruitful feedback from the students on how can you improve your engagement with them, and you'll get also some very kind words from those who rated you already 8+. Aristotle once said, man is by nature a social animal, and so are students. So we shouldn't deal with the students as in an individual, isolated environment. We should connect them in a social learning platform. Even here in that, I would argue that you are most probably open to stop at booths here in bed and ask the exhibitors questions if you have someone with you, right? Instead of just walking around alone. So the same thing with the students. Students feel shy in the classroom if they feel like, maybe I'm the only one who didn't understand, so why to look so bad in the classroom and raise my hand and ask the teacher, and probably the other students already got. But if they sit in groups together and discuss, they will come up with the questions. You'll figure out that you're not the only ones who have these questions, and like there are other people with me who would love to ask, and they will ask you the questions. So emphasize on social learning and learning by projects, and in groups, not in isolated individual treatment. Learning is more fun together. So this is one example of one of the teachers, and I picked up this example because it's even unique. This teacher is teaching blind students, so they don't even see what is on Coursera, on the iPad, but they can deal with it with text-to-speech and speech-to-text. So, is there volume? I'm not sure. It's not connected, so probably if you can hear, if not, it's fine. I'll try to, it's even in Arabic, so I'll try to translate anyway. So, actually what he's asking them, they are solving an assignment from Coursera, they're getting the result, they're sitting in group together, and he asked them, do you need more assignments? And now all of them said, yes, we need more. I don't remember I have ever done this when I was a kid in school. Like when the teacher says, do you need more assignments? And I say yes. And probably if someone have done it, he will get hard time outside the school gates from the other students, because why should you ever ask for more assignments? But when assignments become part of an equation that will result in more scores and more points, and I can redeem that, and I can get even other benefits, it became more of a game rather than just an assignment. And I'll keep playing to get more points and learn more on the side. So we got actually some students asking the teachers in the summer vacation, sending their teachers messages asking for more assignments in the summer vacation. Like, why would a student ever do this? I haven't seen this in my experience at school or even college. He asked them, by the way, another question, how many assignments you want more? And some of them said, we want 2 more, and some said, I need 1,000 more, and then most of them said, yes, we need 1,000 more assignments. Like, okay, I would love to be that excited when I was a kid in school. Next level of engagement in the virtual world, we created also Seriality. So Seriality, you can even use augmented reality and virtual reality to get some more interactive tools. So that's a platform that enables teachers and students to create their own experiences and pick the objects. We don't want to provide ready-made content. We want the teachers, the content creators, and even the students to use their imagination to create different experiences with the objects, ask questions, make quizzes, share them with others, and make it a social competition in a fun way. Here's also some great videos from some of our partners. That's company also I met here, and probably most of you have seen. I wish that this has sound. Has seen Mark Zuckerberg when he launched the metaverse and how he envisioned the future of metaverse and how is the impact on even education. So this is the solar system. Instead of just asking the student what is the largest planet in the solar system, he can see them around him. He can play with them and see the details and so on. And then that's a whole different level of engagement, especially when we get people online from different parts of the world together in a virtual environment and they learn together. So surprisingly, Coursera got more engagement than Facebook, Google, Twitter, Amazon, Udemy, and other social media platforms on the daily time of site spent. And we were not that surprised because we know now there is a reason that the students and teachers spend more time learning instead of spending more time wasting or doing other stuff. We have also become like ranked. I've seen this statistics. It was very surprising. This is Coursera, and the rank of Coursera in some of the countries, like Saudi, for example, here, was even higher than Netflix. Like, really? Do people visit Coursera more than Netflix in Saudi? Some, of course, it's some other external sources, not from us. So prioritizing engagement will improve the final grades. However, prioritizing the final grades may lower students' engagement. And I'd love you to leave you with that final note, and I hope you found the presentation exciting. And if yes, please join me in also giving me a feedback on how engaged you were in this session. Thank you so much, and